these liberals have lost their minds. Why don't they see what's happening to this country? I think the liberals that are left are as deranged as all of them. I think most of the common sense Democrats have already, left. But literally, this is how these people are. And the news media adds to this. It's like the news media literally, I think, wants Trump supporters to get hurt. Because I think that's how dangerous people on The View and the media are. They just do it subtly. They did the same way they made people hate Trump so much to where people wanted him, taken out. They're doing that. Like anything you read, you go online, it's like Trump supporters have said they're going to start a riot if the election doesn't go there. When have we started a riot? Now, they would say January 6th, right? But it was uncovered in hearings, and there's tons of video of it, that it was FBI agents that caused the violence. And yet they did it to make Trump supporters look bad. And because we don't have a Department of Justice, because it's weaponized, they won't do anything about it. And yet everything I see the media doing, all these higher educated people that are supposedly the experts, they're either silent or they're writing about how stupid we are. Like, we have such a class problem. And these idiots that want to believe the Bernie and the AOCs that talk about, taking from the billionaires, look, they've already created a two-class system. They really have. I was just listening to part of Glenn Beck's show about how it's titled, it was on a couple hours ago, how they want you caged. And they do. It's a digital gulag. And I can attest to this, okay, because I had just recently tried to apply for another travel nursing job, even because what they do is, because everything's digitalized and you have American Nurses Association that regulates, and they're in with all the travel apps. So I speak up, right? And I said how there were 4 nursing assignments I had all in a row. And then, like, right at the last minute, they pulled it out from under me. That's never happened in the 2 years. But once I called out once American Nurses Association blocked me on Twitter, that's when that stuff started happening. But that's how they do it. That's literally how communists do it. They create the two-class system through regulations. And so, anyway, to get to this point, I was recently trying to apply for this other travel assignment, another travel assignment, after just basically giving up on it because of all the bullshit. And I had to talk to the agency, and they had to ask me, like, all these personal questions. And I'm like, when did this shit start now? Well, listening to Glenn's show, it's Biden, it's the administration, it's the globalists doing this shit through regulation. That's why Bernie has his ass so much in healthcare, okay? And it's all about regulation. And guess who's been making a ton of money? Well, we already know, corporate, whether it's the healthcare industry, whether it's the Amazon. I mean, look at all the same people that made out pharma during the COVID. All the people that, got rich, they've already created it. And yet the middle class is falling, is not only struggling, but barely surviving. That's what AOC does. That's what Bernie does. They literally serve the billionaires. They literally do. And yet people, I don't even think the people that are left in that camp, because it's mostly the higher educated, I think they know exactly what Bernie and AOC serve, and they serve them. They serve them because they're all little dictators. American Nurses Association is a dictator organization because they want to go along with dictators. Because really, they've always been tied to the government, and that's what all these associations are. That's why over time things have gotten even worse in America economically, because everything is regulated to the point that it's ridiculous, to where you think you can ask me every single personal question under the sun and I have to answer you. Like, it's just, and then with having it on digital, they can totally mess with you. 2 of my cell phones that are not even activated, but I'll use them to, like, take pictures of stuff, like online or whatever, they literally, it won't even let me store any pictures now. And they've gotten rid of a bunch of my pictures on the unactivated phones. So, and you know they can do that. I mean, I think most people know they can do that now with your... They can mess with you in every single way because of all this digital bullshit. So yeah, that's how communists do it. They bring in a bunch of regulations, and because a bunch of people think that, you know, they get this I get this dictator entitlement, you know, a chance to be powerful, and I get to rule over people, like American Nurses Association. That's what happens, and then it's just they've all destroyed the country. And yet the higher educated, you don't see any of them except for a few that people know of, you know, that are speaking up, but very few. Everybody, because they're communists. They want to serve themselves. They're the most god-awful, selfish people ever, the higher educated. They are, because they either remain silent and do nothing and just think, well, it's not my problem. That's how selfish they are. Or they go along. In some cases, both. I mean, I was listening to Jordan Peterson interviewed that Texas doctor today, you know, that whistle blew, the only doctor that whistle blew on Texas Children's Hospital about their doing gender-affirming surgeries, even though they told the public they would stop. He had said he had so much trouble for months because trying, you know, the cognitive dissonance of it. Like, why is nobody in my profession speaking up? The very thing I've been saying. And it's because most people think, no, I'm supposed to do what I'm told. They've literally have been indoctrinated to believe that, no, you always listen to the experts. You always listen. Our founders were rebels. Literally. I mean, many of them ended up dead because of, you know, standing up for freedom. That's not what America's about. So when you capitulate and you're a leader in any form, at the presidency or in Congress, and you capitulate, then, you know, you shouldn't represent America. You shouldn't be in a leadership position. But Texas Children's Hospital is the biggest children's hospital. It's the biggest one. And yet he's the only doctor. So that is, I mean, I've seen it as a struggle too. I either come across people that don't agree with it, but they don't really say anything because they figure it won't do any good. Or it's people that, no, they go along with, they think it's okay. And but we're already in communism that's why they created all of these medical nursing associations and all these different associations, not just in medicine, but everywhere. Is because they are all designed to digitally decide who will get a job and who won't. That's what, and if you're somebody that, and you'll get a job, you may even move up a little bit if you play ball. If you don't play ball, if you speak up and speak the truth, then you can expect to be targeted and gone after, and don't expect to have a career. So what good does digital do for us? Nothing, because the very oligarchs that are controlling everything are all the higher educated, which don't see. I've been saying now for a day, or I've been saying for a long time, they don't have a moral compass. Of course they wouldn't. They're selfish. They're all about them. So people that are just 24/7 selfish, or do something probably every now and then to help somebody, and then they want to probably act like that makes them some unselfish person. No, the higher educated are really just morally bankrupt. They have no moral compass. Because really, where are they? The biggest children's hospital, and only one doctor spoke up against it. The higher educated have ruined this country.